you, but unfortunately, there is no place can fit all of us. So our agenda for today will be, we will speak about what is BIM. We will ask this question. We will see what is our main knowledge about it. And during our meeting, we will answer why BIM, who proved that BIM is worth in the project life cycle. There is also 4 essential questions to be answered before any project. We will also go for essential definitions, and we will speak about what are the software types in the market right now. So what is BIM actually? Everyone right now, I think, is hearing about Revit, is hearing about clash detections. So the first question we can ask each other, is Revit BIM, or BIM is not just Revit? Clash detection is BIM, or it is not BIM? So these questions we face during our discussion with everyone. We just want to clarify and to show what is BIM actually, and what is the Revit part in this workflow. We know also that we hear a lot about CAD, CAM, VDC, CAE. Also, there is the project management institution, the PMI workflows. There is a lot of acronyms in the market right now. And how are all these acronyms are related to each other in the workflow? So if anybody want to answer or have a question, I know we are a lot here, so we can write in the chat, and we will have, inshallah, at the end of this discussion, we will try to answer most of the questions, inshallah. So we all in our daily work facing files, multiple things in order for project executions. For example, we have drawings, we have quantities, we have estimations, we have prices, we have quotation from everyone. And there is a lot of documents to be managed every single day in the project life cycle. So based on that, during time, the market is developed. And as we all know now, everything is transferring to digital. And for that, the expert in this market have started developing a couple of softwares, and meanwhile started developing a workflow. Without a software, you cannot put a workflow, and without a workflow, you cannot use the softwares. So it is both integrated, and it was developed together. And most of the companies right now are investing huge amount of money in the digitalization workflow. So as we see here now, there is a combination, and there is a battle, let we say, between the traditional way of paperwork and how the future is going through AI, through all of these things, that it will be data. There is one quote, and it is common known right now, that data is the new oil. But if we didn't know how to use this data, this will be also a mess on us. So this is like developing how we are doing our workflows. So we will define BIM as per our understanding. There is many organizations have their own definitions. ISO have a definition, Autodesk have a definition, BSI, Wikipedia, etc. If you just click in the Google, what is BIM, or what is the definition of BIM, we will have a lot of definitions in the market right now. So I will just make it brief, and based on my understanding and the understanding of most of the people that are working in this field. The acronym BIM itself, it's a shortcut for Building Information Modeling. We know and we hear about it, but what it is actually, the Building Information Modeling, it is a 3D virtual representation of a structure or facility that may also contain embedded information about that structure and its components to facilitate collaboration and information sharing. This is the most important thing, and information sharing during planning, design, engineering, construction, operations, and maintenance phases. So BIM is integrated in the full project life cycle, starting from the first initial concept that owners want until we reach the maintenance phase that also the owner wants. So it's not just only a methodology of only supporting engineering or only supporting design. No, it is supporting the full project life cycles. And we will speak about what is the benefit of using this methodology for all of these fields. So as we see here right now, we all think that BIM also it's only the software. And this is a common example of the ice mountain that we see in the oceans. So that what we see is not actually what it is. Here we only see the mountain, and we will consider it as this is the software or this is BIM. But actually, BIM is not only the software; it is the people, the collaboration, culture, standards that we put in order to communicate between each other, and the processes and workflows. So this is not only just about software and how we are using the software. It is more about a teamwork. It's more about understanding each other, how we reach the information, how we share the information between each other. And in that way, we will, inshallah, successful in delivering every project once all of us, mashallah, here we have expertise from all the fields, from the highest levels and plus 20 years and all these things. This is all will be a good benefit to the BIM process because BIM cannot stand alone and the BIM team doesn't work alone. BIM team wants to be they are integrated in the full project life cycle. So for sure, all the expertise are a plus and added in this workflow. Usually in our, as I said previously, in our daily, we are communicating through phone calls and using emails. A lot of traditional way we are using to share information between each other, to follow up, make schedules on the Excels. A lot of things we are using daily just to finish our tasks, finish our milestones. But this is aren't effective mean of communication in construction projects right now because since this development started in digitalization, there is a lot of more easy communication ways to reach the points that we all want about. It is not an easy job, to be honest with you. It is very great concept, but once we reach that point of communication, it will be very, very helpful for all of us. On the one hand, we have the traditional way of sharing information. We have clients, project manager, architects, we have main contractor. All of us want to share information between each other. And just imagine how this communication is, it's very complicated. And we need information from supplier, main contractor, we call supplier, sending quotation, then there is a lot of things that happening during the project life cycle. So for that, once this digitalization started, now we hear about Google Drive, we hear about a lot of clouds that it is a main platform for sharing informations. So on the other hand, we have an important definition to speak about today, which is the CDE, Common Data Environment. It is a platform that it will be a one source of information for all the parties, starting from clients and all the other parties. Everyone can reach the information that he wants through this common data environment. And just imagine how this become easier. This is inputs and this is outputs. This is inputs, outputs, etc. So this environment is common for everyone. Once we all reach a one common language, it will be very helpful in comparing to this normal workflow, which it's happening now. I know it's hard to reach this, but it's doable with all the technologies that it's right now in the market. As we previously said, building information modeling. I want just to speak about the I in the BIM. What is the information? We all hear about normal 3D models that are combination of a geometry object. But how actually computer understand this? If we see our example here, this wall, it's a combination of lines, dots, and faces. He is saying that I'm not a wall. Most important building blocks of 3D models are just a combination of lines and geometry elements. So computer doesn't know what is the combination of these walls or what is the combination of these boxes. For example, this is the result coming from known software such as the 3D Max, SketchUp, any software that is supporting in doing geometries elements. However, in BIM models, the computer will understand what is these elements. He will understand that this is a wall, and he will also understand that this is a door. And this door, it will have a lot of properties and information. So if we go back to our point, the eye, this is the eye. The computers understand what is this door, what are the properties, and if we can say any, just imagine how this will be benefits for the full workflow. Once we manage this information and we want to know each thing in the project, we will not deal with it as in boxes, for example, as software. Let me make it simpler for understanding. We will understanding as door. So we will make schedules for this door. This is will help the estimation. This is will help the architects, will help the suppliers, and will help the execution team for that object. So it is correspondence to real elements. يعني, just as I said previously, from this model, we will have a construction drawing, we will have a quantity schedule, and the information of this object itself. So that's why our main focus is on the eye. Once we are coordinating this information and we know what we are adding, we know what is the output will be. So means that it's about inputs to the model and outputs from the model. Yani there is, I think everyone now, after I speak in the previous slide, asking who really adds this information to the model, and who said that I need here this door, I need it oak, I need the subframe, I need all this information. Who added? It will be for sure starting from designers. They will add their information, and subcontractor who are specialists in this item, they will also add their information. Client himself, he have expectation of everything in the project, so he also has standards, he has processes. And project managers, they want to know their milestones in the project, so they want to know each element when it will be manufactured, when it will be delivered, what is stopping all of this. So this information, it's all our responsibility, or all of us as a team. It's not only responsibility of one item. So it is very helpful. Even though normally we will compare in this slide, I am comparing two BIM models or two Revit models. They look very similar for us. If we see it in the eye, it's very similar. But if we take a deep look on the deep look on the properties, we will see that this model has a lot of information. It is door. There is a code for this door, and we will, inshallah, later on, we will speak more about what is the meaning of IFC here, what is the COBIE, what is NBS. This is, we will keep it for later on, because this is more about the standards and the global standards of how we organize the elements and information in Revit. While on the other hand, we see this model, it's door and wall, but it doesn't have any information, only a type mark of 19. I think this is not useful at all. Yani this is will be very waste of time, and it has a lack of information. But the main question is how much information the model contains, and it is also depends on the requirement of the project and its goal. For example, we don't need all this information in project A, but we need this information in project B. So before the start of any project, we want to know what is our goal from this model, what we want to take from this model, how much efforts we will spend in these models, and we will decide who will get benefits as well. There is also one known uh, definition in the market every one of us is hearing about is BIM dimension. What is this BIM dimension? Why there is we hear sometimes 4D, 5D, all these things. So I will not go deeply explaining each one of them. I will just make an overview for what is these dimensions are, and I will start from the 3D. We all know that the 3D is the representation of a digital twin of the project. So it's about the modeling stage. It's about the model itself. What are the geometry and what is the information? There is a step after it, which we call it 4D. It's about more about linking these model elements into a real-time schedules. For example, in the 4D stage, we can do a time simulation to the building. And Alhamdulillah, we have the chance to do this in one project before 5 years. We did a simulation of the building, respecting the milestone of the project, but unfortunately, I cannot put it here right now because it was a project for the government and we are recording this discussion. So inshallah, later on, we will see what are the benefits of having 4D of the project. After this stage, it's all about money. So we build a model, we simulate it, and we also want to know how much is the actual cost of this building. There is several software which are specialized in the cost estimation part. And there is also stages which we are thinking of it in the future. There is 6D, which is the sustainability. I will not go deep explaining this stage. There is also facility management. For example, once we make this model, we build the project, we hand it over to the owner. Then there is a stage for the building management, which they will work on this project. They want to access an unit in above the ceiling. So they don't want to guess where is this. When they open the drawing, see there is softwares that are specialized in the building maintenance stage, and this is mainly used in a project like hospitals, which there is a lot of MEP equipments there. Usually in residential project, as of now, there is not that much huge usage for this stage. There is also 8D, 9D, 10D. The market is always developing, but I will not speak about them today. This is an example of a workflow for this model. First of all, we start our 3D phase in the model creation. We use a couple of software to do these models. Then we will start doing our 4D and coordination, scheduling, simulation using two software. We have also softwares for fabrications. Then another example for our cost estimation software. And there is also one well-known software to do the simulating, which is the Synchro for the planning. And as we said in the 6D, the environmental analysis and the sustainability. And finally, assist planning, we have a software called the roofs. And this is also like a database for all the facility information. Another thing to speak about today quickly, uh, we hear every day load. What is load? Level of what? What is this definition? We all facing, give me 200. No, this is not 200, 300. There is a lot of discussion about this in the field right now. It is representing a lot of acronyms. For example, it is level of development, level of details, level of information, or level of model definition, level of information need. This is all serving the same goal, but it is from different organizations, from different global standards. So we have just to know that what we want from this load, it's only to define and standardize how seriously we can take the information represented by a given BIM element at a point in the project lifecycle. Yani for example, this is an structural column, and this is an graphic explaining how we wanted in the model in each stage of the project. So it is very important to understand that the BIM team is, let we say, it's starting from early stage with the design team, then we have design development team, we have execution team. So in order to have a common language between all of the specialist people, there is one standardized code so everyone can understand what is his responsibility to do at this stage. For example, we have ISO standards. We have also the BIM form, which is the specification of load by the American Institute of Architects, which is the most common, well-known standard as of now. So we all use the load 100, 200, 300, and so on. This is an example just to clarify what is the load. For example, here we have also a door. It is in the preliminary stage. It's just the lines and just we know only the location. Then in the next stage, for example, the schematic stage, we added more information. We add the frame detail, the shutter detail, and all these main elements. And this is still we are speaking about design team. On the third stage, we have the detailed design stage that the design team have added all the information needed for construction. There is here one stage before the 400, which we can call it, as we all know in the market right now, a tender stage or an IFC stage. This is always become after the detailed design stage. Then our work as contractors start after the 400 stage, which is ready for construction. Usually we receive models from consultant after the 350 stage, which is in the common practice and in the normal projects, it is the tender stage. Then we develop this model until it reach 400. We add all the manufacturing details, we add all the construction detail, termination detail to reach the constructability of this object. And at the end, we there is a stage called the as-built stage. We put the element as it is constructed outside. I will not go deep in this chart, but I just want to give this idea. We know that RIBA is the Royal Institute of British Architects, and they have, for example, this is an short, brief timeline of how project started, starting from the strategic definition until concept, spatial coordination, technical design, and until the handover. And this is also the workflow of any project. And the BIM workflow is respecting these stages and integrated with each one of them, and how the model should look like in each of these stages. What are the inputs that are the most important for each party of the project in each stage? Now we know that the standards are becoming worldwide. Yani we know, yani if we can give an example of the best standards in the world right now, or the best practices, we can say that Norway is very, very well advanced in doing BIM standards and how utilizing BIM in their projects. But Dubai, as usual, is leading the future, and she is developing an construction system to be smart, sustainable, and globally advanced. So there is something right now, we can say that it's a platform which is under development that will be for all the different disciplines from owners, developers, consultants, and contractors. This platform is an electronic system for construction to organize and simplify the journey of the projects. If anyone is interested to go deep and understand what Dubai is doing right now, where is the Dubai building standard, I just can show you an example of where are we right now. If we go to this website, we will see that this is built in Dubai. This is a platform. Who is responsible for who can access this platform? Owners, consultants, and contractors. And each phase of this, for example, here, if we click the consultant, we will see that what are his responsibilities in this life cycle. For example, here he will mention that this phase is for the owner. This phase is for the owner. This is just a quick review. And for sure, we can reach and access all the standards that are there right now. Everybody can download these standards and take a look. As I mentioned before, thankfully, we had the chance in 2022 to be one of the teams that worked in a government project, which was the Dubai prosecution. We start integrating with the municipality of what are their vision, what are the expectations from what we are doing. We identify the goals of the BIM. We worked on BIM dimensions, and that time the roadmap was before COVID. I think 2021, it was the deadline that all the submissions of consultants will be through this platform. But we all know the story after that. COVID started, and which delays a lot of things. But if we see that this, it's more complicated to explain right now, but it's about coding, it's about software, standardizing, common language. There is a lot of things that they are doing right now. And within, I think, a couple of years, it will be a must for all the projects that it will be starting from owners, consultants, contractors, all of them have to reach this level of standards to be the future. There is, in my opinion, four important questions to ask. And for sure, we will not answer them today. But I want to keep these questions in your mind whenever we discuss anything. I will start with the question number one. Why are you creating models and information? Why we decided to go for models? Why we are doing this thing? Why we are investing in this sector? The second one is what elements and data will be needed? How much data do we need to create? Do we have to add the ironmongeries to the metal? Do we have to add all the aluminum profiles in the facade? Do we have to add the thresholds? This all questions we will discuss about it. Not only us as a contractor, but it is also has to be answered from the consultants and owners. How much is their expectations from the model? And for me, the most important thing, since there are several teams working on projects, we have to identify who is responsible for this part of work. Who is responsible for the structure? What is the team? Who is responsible for the wooden cladding? Who is responsible for the piping, firefighting, and so. So now I will just go quickly and say what we have usually positioned in the market right now as a BIM department. There is for sure a BIM manager who is handling the leadership of the processes and the implementation of the full digitalization. There is also another position called BIM coordinator. Usually worldwide, these two positions are the same, but it is depend on the project organization and company organization charts. And lastly, we have BIM modelers, and we call it sometimes BIM architects, because both of them are responsible to do the real part of the work. Coordinator more thinking about how we coordinate between all the disciplines, and they use other softwares to do this. Manager doing the execution plan, processes, and all the other implementation things. And he is the one who is ensure that the group implementation is correct through all the projects. I will be back to another subject we speak about today, which is the CDE. I will go a little bit deep about it. We say that it is a common data environment, and it can be used on any device via internet browser or dedicated desktop and mobile app. Why we are using this CDE? Because it is a single source of information. This is to prove that, sorry, this is to prove that once we make this single source of information, all of us can access this information. Nobody keeping the information in the drawer. It is shared and it is crystal clear in front of everybody. What is the stage right now, where we can do this, and so on. So everyone has the access up to date for this information, and same time, everybody knows what they are the information that he want to take, and same time what information that he have to add. So it's the chart is two arrows in and out. And also I will take this opportunity to give an example for all the BIM softwares that are right now. And I prefer to speak about categories of these softwares. And as we said, first of all, we have to model this building. So we need a modeling software. And the most common known software right now is Revit, because Revit, after all these investments, can do architectural, structural, and MEP. So it's like an integrated software to do most the 3D things. And Autodesk, for sure, they are paying a lot of money for marketing. That's why they are well known now in the market. There is another software known by structural engineers, which called Tekla. It is very specialized in doing structure, and especially steel structure, to reach all the bolts and fine details. Also, another software in the market called ArchiCAD. I think it is the first software that's supporting the BIM methodology at all. I think started 1987. Just imagine how this is very old methodology, not today started. We have also Autodesk Civil 3D, which is specialized in infrastructure, and we have AllPlan. Once we create these models, we have to do our coordination part. So there should be a coordination softwares that supporting this part of work. Also, we have the Autodesk well-known application, Navisworks, that can do clash detections and time simulation. There is also now another software that is doing this part of this work, which called Revisto. I will go deep about Revisto later on. And there is also Solibri, which is doing the coordination part. Then after we make this coordination, we need also softwares to manage the issues that we have from this coordination. For example, we did a clash detection in Navisworks. So normally this clash detection will give us reports. We have to manage these reports. and to assign the tasks to different parties. For example, there is a clash between an HVAC and an structural beam. There will be a message sent to the HVAC engineer that there is a clash with this mentioned beam. So for that, if we do it in the old way and export it as a HTML file or Excel file, we still didn't reach the full benefits of BIM because we went back to level one, which is a lot of sources of information. For that, there is something called issue management tools for managing all the issues that are coming from the coordination. And for sure, another example for that is the Revisto, because Revisto now investment is very big in the market. So they are doing both stages of the project, the coordination part and the issue management part. And also it is considered as a CDE environment because you can upload the models, you can access the models anytime you want. Another issue management tool and the common data environment tool, it's the Autodesk Construction Cloud, which we also call it ACC. Previously, it was known as BIM 360. Autodesk decided to make all the features of BIM 360 into one known clouds, which is now called ACC. There is also two familiar software with all the specialists of BIM. We call it BIM Collab, which is an issue management tool that organizing all the issues are coming from the model. And also another software called BIM Track. Nowadays, they changed the name to New Forma Connect. Both of these software actually doing the same part of work. This is an example of what is happening in the market right now. Now, let me speak about what we need in our workflow and what are the management guidance into this workflow. So as of now, we are using one modeling software, which is Revit. We are doing all the modeling part in this, starting from designers, then the main contractor are developing, and from our side, as an ID fit out, we are using Revit as a main modeling software. And I think GEC are using Tekla for the steel structure, but I didn't add it here because this is more focused about our workflow. Once we create this model, we will merge the different disciplines in coordination with our other parties into two known software, which is Navisworks and Revisto, to do the coordination part of the project. Once we do that, we will send our clash reports into the issue management tools. And as of now, we have the Revisto as an issue management tool, and the ACC also serve this thing. Once this clashes report assigned to people, there will be tasks for each one to rectify his part of work. So it is like a cycle that is starting from the model, ending in the model. It's all about modeling skills and communication also between all parties. So now we will ask a simple question, and I'm sorry if I was in a hurry a bit, but we already took more than 40 minutes. I know everybody is looking for the weekend, and we said 2 hours, but after my study, I try to squeeze the things, and it's also recorded. Everybody can access this session anytime. And if there is any questions, also feel free to ask it now, today, or anytime in the future. My phone number is anywhere. You can ask me about anything, and we will do our best in support. What's next? I just want to keep you thinking after today's session and ask you a few questions. All of us will think about it. Why I advise to do this? Because once we add this question, we will now understand why we need to do a teamwork, because achieving this goal, it's not a one-man show. It's a collaboration between all of us. So let me start by asking, there is something called drawing-less projects? Did you hear about it? Because there is something right now in the market calling called, sorry, drawing-less projects. 2D drawings are no longer there in the market in some places, and Norway is a great example for that. You can search online and just mention drawing-less projects. They could reach this level because of the BIM workflow and standards. So for that, we will ask also ourselves how we can step by step eliminate the use of these 2D drawings. We cannot suddenly decide that we will not use any more 2D drawings to construct drywall work. And for example, for the manufacturing team in the factories, we will just start step by step deciding what we will construct from the model directly, because we are sure that these elements are well coordinated and are ready for construction. This decision can be, I think, step by step by the help of everyone. We cannot now instead of giving the foreman 2D drawing, give him now the model directly and tell him start. No, it will be, I think, step by step. There is something called BIM stations that will be in the site, and everyone has the access to it on the site team, and it will not be complicated to reach any information. And we are doing our part by supporting the company digitalization. So this is not only our opinion, and it's not my opinion that we need this digitalization. It's a group vision. So we are doing our best to support this group vision, and inshallah, we will do great job. And for sure, there will be BIM standards and rules that the management will decide for all of the stages of the project. From our side, inshallah, we are doing our best. We will establish a Revit training for the design craft team. As previously mentioned in the short meeting conducted, I think, before 2 days, that it will start from Monday. We are ready to start from Monday. However, I send a request to the IT that we need a license for the drafts team, because our vision is all of our draft team, inshallah, will be the base structure for the modeling team in the future. So for that, we will do our best, and we already raised this request, and we will send the invitation for Revit training separately. And it will not be a one-man show, for sure. I will not do everything by myself. It's an integration, it's a collaboration. So for that, I will get the help from Engineer Mahmoud Adli, the GEC BIM director. I will get the help from my teammates, Engineer Ahmed Isam and Engineer Nagam and Engineer Mamdouh. All of us, we decided that we will collaborate, and all of us, we will share all the information that we know in Revit, in the modeling software, and we will try to develop our team. And I think by the end of the year, there will not be any draftman position in the company. Inshallah, all of them will be BIM modelers and senior BIM modelers and BIM architects, because also not only draftmans will transfer to be a modelers, also our experienced architects will be also BIM architects. So it is a step by step. It is not suddenly will be happen. As of now, we are trying to integrate and support each other. I think based on what I explained here, and because of the thematic workflow, we have to learn another software, which is Revisto. I am studying the agenda right now, and I think it will be after 2 months. We will do a full training of Revisto of our all team, because the Revisto, I think, will be accessed by all directors and managers, and even anyone can reach information through the Revisto. But as of now, we are discussing with Silverstone and GEC how we will do all these processes. And once we receive a clear workflow from the management, inshallah, we will be transparent and crystal clear with everyone how this workflow will be. I know it's hard to achieve this goal, but it is not a one-man show. So it is like help from everyone to do this, inshallah. And thank you everyone for this precious time and your trust to attend this session. And I hope everyone enjoyed, or at least get what he was his goal before attending this discussion. Thank you very much, and I will give you a 5 minutes if you have any questions or